Hello.
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 Howie doesn't
Howie,
have
you're
their
Foogie.
Howie doesn't.
Oh, I didn't change it back.
Howie didn't change it.
Howie.
I forgot to change it back.
Everyone point and laugh.
Hey, listen, some of us work before the thing starts, all right?
Yeah, I have a full-time job. Just before
I
this.
have job also.
Okay, let me do our intro. Hold on. Hello,
Yeah.
nerds. Welcome back to Tales from the Virtual Tabletop, and thank you for joining us for our 6th session of our first ever campaign, the Frozen Vale. Good God. I'm Randy Raccoon, and I will be your game master. Wapa.
Waba.
And these are our lovely players.
George
You
Lopez?
are lovely. George Lopez.
Uh,
George Lopez.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves, players, starting with Howie.
Hello, my name is Howlett. You can call me Howie. My pronouns are they/them. And today I will be playing Caspian Novak. Waba-ba-bam.
Wapa.
Waba.
Mari.
Hey, I'm Magic Marionette. You could call me Mari. I also go by they, them, and today I am playing Sebastian.
Hell yeah. Woo.
Blah.
Wow.
Good timing.
Viper's
Oh,
just in time.
Yay, Viper.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Viper, and I am playing... Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm playing Elerra, the very tall elf lady who should just be a bookkeeper, but suddenly found herself with a lot of magic.
Yeah. Grinds.
Valid for that.
Hello, everybody. I am Maddie, otherwise known as Grinds, the alchemist barista, and I am playing Astrid, the Whispering Howls.
Hell yeah.
I am an electric dog.
Tiki.
Hello, I'm Tiki Bunny, and I play Solana, and you're watching Tales from the Virtual Tabletop.
Hell yeah. Yay. We
When
did
I have
it.
enough, when I have enough time one day, I'm going to need you to give me a recording of that, and I'm going to do an animatic, like the Disney,
Ooh,
Oh my god, yes!
Yay!
That would be so
when I
good.
have the time.
All right.
This time you speak.
From a drunken rabbit to a disheveled hobo cat.
Yeah.
Those aren't too far from each other.
No, maybe practically twins.
Solana can't be a hobo. They have a house.
That's
Or-
true.
I do-
You know what?
I
You
do
got-
have a
you got me
house.
there. You do own a house. You are a homeowner.
That's true.
Business lady.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Viper. You are a recapper
Yes.
today. Are you prepared?
Just about. The only thing that I am remembering, what was the name of the person that we talked to at the very end?
Oh, Rin. Let me
Rin.
double check her last name. I believe it was
Yeah,
Silhara.
Silhana? Or Hara?
Silhana.
If you check the group notes, I'm pretty sure I put it in there.
Yeah, it is Silhana in the group notes.
Sohana? Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I wrote a little bit extra.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, recently on Tales from the Virtual Tabletop, our favorite scruffy rogue's name was cleared of the crime of theft, but that's only the beginning. As you see, there was another much bigger issue at hand. What the hell were we all supposed to wear at a formal event? Everyone looked incredible, and it would have been more noticeable if it weren't for the whole mood of the thing being very odd. One thing that was very strange is our esteemed guest, Chieftain Thalassa, had a particularly irresistible, interesting air about themselves. No one could get a word in, but as soon as they joined, they had left again, leaving everyone confused. At the end of this party, there was a flash of light. No one knew what the hell happened, but they all went to bed and decided to make it an issue the next day. It all came to a head after everyone went their own ways and exploring what could possibly be going on, when they met a new friend, Rin Sohana, in a private location. Being intrigued by our tales, they let us peruse the library at their disposal, leading to a rather shocking assumption on the goals of the sigils. Maybe it was to thaw the frozen march, or perhaps disrupt a gateway that held back the harshest winters. Either way, it wasn't looking good, and an old rival of House Novak seemed to be all too easy an answer as to who had been plotting it.
Hell yeah. And with that, we'll jump into it. Jumping in.
Yum.
So we'll pick up where we left off. You guys are deep in the stacks in the library.
Yeah.
That we are.
Do you guys want to just like touch base on what you've learned so far, so you're all on the same page, or do you have more you'd like to research? You guys have free reign here.
Well, I would like to poke Rin. Sorry, Howie.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, she's kind of sitting off to the side. She's got one eye on you guys and one on a book that she's reading.
She's wall-eyed.
Yep. Figuratively, Howie. Goddamn.
I walk up to her and I say, I hope I'm not interrupting your
she
reading.
Smiles up at you as she sets the book down. Oh no, just a bit of light reading for pleasure. What can I help you with?
I had a question. It's just something that seemed a little odd to me when we arrived. You mentioned me as the bounty hunter.
I did, yes.
Nobody has done that yet.
Ah.
So.
Well, I've been keeping tabs on you and your friend. I have a job I would like doing at some point.
Okay.
Only thing is I don't particularly like going through your usual employer.
Yeah, I see. I was about to ask how you learned about me, and that makes sense. Yeah, I get that a lot. May I ask the job, or is that for a later time?
Well, that depends. Are you open for work on the side, or do you have a closed contract?
I don't believe I have a closed contract. I don't really know if the terms of the original agreement I had with House Novak is still ongoing, or...
Caspian speaks up while kind of like poking at a bookshelf on the other side of the room and say, all members of our current collective are welcome to take additional jobs. However, if they require any sort of skill set from anyone within the collective, the profits therein should be split. Subsection A, Article B.
I guess what they said.
Rin kind of
pop-up
smiles
book.
and then leans towards you and lowers her voice. It's all well and good, but that wasn't the employer I was speaking of.
I know. I'm quite aware of who you were speaking of, but would this be better discussed without an audience?
I mean, the job I need isn't particularly secretive. It's really up to you and your comfort level with your companions, I suppose.
I think I can accept some side work.
All right. Well, I'm not going to get into the particulars of the larger reason why I want this. Mainly because it's convoluted and vague. Even to me at this point in time. However, I do need you to find me Eladuska.
Sorry, I can't seem to... Do I have to do this? Hold on.
Do what?
I'm trying to make a note in the party journal about what I'm being told, but nothing seems to be happening.
If you are in the party journal, you just have to write. You just have to click on the edit. There's a little pin button.
I am, and it's not, and nothing is happening.
That's very weird.
Hold on.
Something should pop out whenever you hit the edit button.
Let me close this. Okay, now it's doing something.
Okay.
Okay, now it's doing something. All right.
Yeah, I was like, you have ownership. I promise.
Yep. I was like, what? Okay. Boop. Sorry. Let me try this. What is happening? All right. There. Okay. So you need what now? Sorry.
A ladulska.
How do you spell that?
Ledallusca.
L-E-D.
I'll put it in the
L-E-D.
chat. I'll just put it in the chat.
Okay.
The
Ooh.
image in my head of Astrid just being like, "How do you spell that?"
Well, that's
Should
what
have
she
a
would be
notebook.
like. She would be like her skills are surviving and punching.
That's so
So-
fucking valid of her.
So it's just like she was raised out in the tundra. So it's just like, how would you spell that? In fact, I'm not even sure how to write that.
Yeah.
And what is Ladulska?
Oh, they're spirits of the wastes of the tundra. They kind of wander about. I just need you to ask it a question.
Okay. What question would you like me to ask them?
I need you to ask it where to find the name of the spirit of the White Wastes.
Where to find the spirit of the White Wastes?
The name of the spirit of the White Wastes.
The name. Spirit. The White Wastes. Okay. Why me?
There aren't a ton of people in this town who are willing to do things of this nature with this skill set.
That's true.
She gives you a very sharp smile.
Okay. I'll take note of that. Well, thank you for trusting me with this mission. I will do my best. Is there a timetable?
No, just
You need
whenever
this
you
done?
can. Would you like to know where to find a Ladulska?
I would love to.
So Ladulska are water or ice spirits that kind of wander the tundra.
Mhm.
They hold memories as reflections in their bodies. They know many things. They can be found just wandering about, or you can try to summon them. On the new moon, if you hold a mirror or any reflective surface, a body of water, the frozen river would work even, and then you put a reflection of a bright light into it as if to emulate the light of the moon, you might be able to draw them near you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So, summon on a new moon. Use a reflective surface. Shine a bright light into it. Okay. Or they could be found just wandering around. All right.
Yeah, sometimes you can just find them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
No,
All
thank
right.
you.
Anything else I should be aware of? Or they hostile in any way, or are they just mostly peaceful spirits?
They're reflective spirits. They capture memories and record them, and they reflect whatever energy you bring to them.
I see. All right. That's all I think that's all the information I need.
That should be enough to get you started.
Yeah, it should be.
Well, then I wish you luck.
Thank you. All right, and then because Astrid's not 100% sure what to look for or research or anything like that, mostly just assuming that everybody else is going to be doing that for her.
Fair.
So it's like, I think she'll just kind of like Probably wander to wherever Solanin is and just be like, hey, what's going on?
Well, hey. Yeah, just looking through the books.
Cool. Books are nice.
Hell yeah.
She kind of just narrows her eyes a bit.
Oh man, books are
Yeah,
cool.
they're great.
Hey, boss. Hey, boss. I hate to interrupt, but
Sure.
we're coming in pretty low on Twitch, like volume-wise.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because we're talking softly or what, but I just double-checked after Raz nudged us, and yeah, it sounds like we're pretty quiet.
Oh, that's weird. Everyone's okay. Well, Howie, speak.
Wah!
No, speak at your normal. Don't scream. That doesn't help.
Well,
me. It's just-
that's my normal volume.
No,
This
it's
is my
not.
normal. This
There
is
you
my
go.
normal volume.
You peaked it, and now that's normal. Okay.
Okay.
Well.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
Mari,
fine in
talk.
Discord for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. I am talking. Testing.
Hello.
Testing.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make us much louder than this.
Well, we might just want to be a little smidgen, project a bit.
smidgerbs.
Smidgerms.
Yeah, I'm hitting yellow in all the bars, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Bump a
Okay.
little bit. We'll see what happens. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well.
I probably noticed Solanin narrow the eyes, and I'm just like, I don't really know what to look for. Sorry.
Like what to look like for what things you want to learn here?
Well, I don't know what I want to learn. Just
Yeah,
sort
that's
of,
understandable.
I just sort of learn while I'm doing. So
Hands-on type.
yeah.
Yeah, figures. she's just like kind of bouncing on her toes and tapping her fingers together a bit awkwardly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I don't know really what to say here. It's not really my thing.
Okay. Oh, I guess I'll just wander around then.
Oh no! I meant the whole the library thing.
Oh.
Just wanders after.
Okay. So while the two awkward non-bookish people do that, is there anything anyone wants to research while you're in the library?
Yeah. So I guess it's a little bit of a very specific set of things that I'd want to look for. But like history records of trades and treaties and things like that between House Novak and any other houses, or just like I don't know, other places outside of here. Anything, I guess, that has a record of like who they've encountered with that could possibly want a target on them.
Okay, so trade agreements and trade partners. Okay, can I get a society check?
Oh god, yeah.
Society.
Society.
We live in a society.
Indeed.
God damn it.
A big
We
one.
do this.
I'm using my good boy point.
We love to see it first roll of the game. Good boy point.
Oh, Viper, don't forget you had an extra good boy point for doing the recap.
Yes.
Yes.
Does somebody need a good boy point right now?
No, I
it's
think
fine.
Sebastian has his own. I just wanted
Okay,
to remind you
okay.
because I didn't say it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that to make it a success. Or do I have to roll it again?
No, you can. You can use it to
Okay.
make a success. Success.
Yeah.
Success.
A success. Okay, yeah, you find a couple of books. You find books with like titles like Waves of Commerce, The Ocean's Pathways, or threads of exchange, tapestries of journeys untold, and caravans and currents, a dance across continents. And they all kind of talk about the big trade agreement, the Enduring Road, which the Frigid March is a section of. So there are two like major elemental gates, the arcane gates, and there's one big trade agreement that takes basically resources from the more resource-rich places of Aya, typically the Marrow Belt, which is the Twilight region, and kind of disperses them to where those gates are located to kind of nourish the settlements there, and they call it the Enduring Road. There are some bigger places that are connected to Novactorn. So the Crystalline Gate in Crymore is one end of the Enduring Road, and the other end is the I forgot the word. I'm getting there. The Boiling Gate in the Krynith Empire, which is on the other side of the world.
Okay.
But there are some major kind of outposts that Novactorn specifically is connected to. So Novactorn, the Frigid March connects them to Crymore, but then they have boats and things that they send up the Enduring Road to other outposts. The nearest one is a place called Freymount, and that is overseen by a larger town called the Avalora Crest, and they are looked after by the Halcyon Council, and that is the kind of governing body of the Marrow Belt, which actually you would be pretty familiar with because you lived in the Marrow Belt for a time.
Right, okay. Yeah. How do you spell Halcyon?
The Halcyon Council, yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Interesting.
And the trade agreement, all of these places have one trade agreement that has been in existence since the valedictory, which is when the gates were sealed. And it's called the Consonance Trade Agreement. And some governments have risen and fallen, but the trade agreement stays the same. So when new powers arise, they sign the same agreement. And when governments fall, their names are just stricken off the agreement, and the agreement hasn't changed since the valedictory.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Consonants or?
Consonants. I'll put that in the chat as well.
Yeah. Just want to spell everything correctly.
There you go.
Thank you. Alright, and did anything, I guess, were there any disagreements anywhere within, like, I guess, changing hands within the consonants, like, agreements, or?
There have been throughout time, but the past maybe like 200, 250 years have been really steady.
Okay.
So there hasn't been any, like, rising tension within anyone who's on the agreement itself. So the actual trade route is kind of in an unprecedented time of stabilization.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So I guess there wouldn't be anything going on because of anything of that. Just the only other thing I can think of is, like, I don't know, is there any other noble houses that have disagreed with anything that House Novak would have, like,
There's a lot of noble houses, and there's been a lot of disagreements. House Novak has been in, like, charge of Novak Torn since Novak Torn was established. So that there's a long history of stuff that could be a problem there. Give me another society check.
Okay. Oh, come on. That's fine.
What's
So
the
the
total?
most recent.
Sorry, 12.
Okay, yeah. The most recent kind of dissonance or disagreement with House Novak was from a lot of the nomadic peoples that have been traveling around the White Wastes. There's maybe like 20 or so nomadic tribes that still live there, and about 30 years ago there was a little more than 30 years ago, there was like rising tension there for a long time, and people would have considered it like inner conflict. They never said it was quite war, but there were definitely like tribes of the White Waste that were kind of like throw hands on sight kind of vibes. And there still are some, but 30 years ago there was something called the Ord Act of 902, which tied all of the assenting tribes together, and they allowed places like houses like House Novak and House Earless to submit champions to like a tournament style thing, and if they could hold their own and rank a certain like level within the tribes, then they would be able to have kind of authority over them. And there's still a lot of tension with that from some of the nomadic tribes. So representatives of noble houses still have to go and fight and rank a certain level in order for authority to be recognized among the tribes of the White Wastes.
Okay. Alright. Well, that's all I can think of right now, so.
Very fair.
But, it's all good information, at least. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I got some stuff.
Okay.
Yes, I would, after my memory absolutely failed me, I would like to attempt to try and look up two things of importance to Caspian. One, I would like to do some research into the history of House Espes, because I know they exist, but that's literally all the most Caspian has ever thought about them ever. And if they are, in fact, a potential danger, then Caspian wants to know more about them.
Hell yeah. Give me a either society check or House Novak lore check.
My society is higher, so I'm going to go with that.
Fair.
Dice roll. Crisp 16.
Okay.
Nice.
You find a few books. Heritage and Responsibility, The Ethical Implications of House Espes Choices. In the Shadows of House Espes, Analyzing Power Dynamics and Noble Lineages.
Okay.
House Espes, a Comprehensive History of Legacy and Influence. And Bloodlines and Magic, The Story of House Novak.
Well, that sounds delightful. I think the third one has the coolest title, so that's the one that Caspian would want to read.
The third one, House Espes, A Comprehensive History of Legacy and Influence?
No, the one with magic.
Oh, the Bloodlines. Okay, that's the fourth one. All right.
Oh, sorry, there were 4. They were very good names. Also, can I have those names?
Yeah.
Thank you. Those are all
The
very good
names
names.
and the authors. Here you go.
Yep.
It's okay, Howie. I can't count either.
And counting's for suckers. Look at that. Beautiful. My God. Chat, you would think the raccoon behind the GM screen is some sort of historian, but no. Simply dedicated to socioeconomic politics. So much love.
I like fiction.
you really like fictional politics, and God, is it cool? It's so
valid.
cool.
Honestly.
I'm so excited to. For the record, I'm gonna try and talk to this lady to borrow these books.
Hell yeah. You'll have to talk to her for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yes, please continue.
Kind of flipping through these books or like reading the backs, you start to get a sense of the history of House Espes. House Espes wanted, it was kind of like a descent in the family of House Novak, which the name used to be Espes Novak.
Oh.
It was like a hyphenated name. Because in the history of House Novak, your family lineage was actually, like, their last name was Espes. And then they discovered the remnants of a town that was abandoned, and the name of that town was Novak Torn. And so when they took over the town and refounded it, they took the name Novak as a symbol of the town that they'd founded.
Right, yes, of course.
So
I knew that.
The descent in the family kind of split it, and one half of the family became House Novak, and one half became House Espes. And before the split, what would become House Espes, that branch of the family wanted control of ruling Novak Torn. They wanted to be more involved with the people of the area. And that
How
kind
so?
of kicked off, huh?
How so?
Well,
If I
the
may
way
ask.
that the government works right now is that the noble classes are in charge of like infrastructure, trade agreements, kind of outside management, so like macro decisions for towns. And then the actual ruling of the people of the places where they live is done by elected officials, so chieftains.
Okay,
So
and they
House
wanted more
Espes-
direct control.
Exactly. They wanted to get rid of the chieftains. They wanted to be more connected with the people. They wanted to serve the people and less serve the road, if that makes sense. So Novak Torn's like ultimate like responsibility is maintaining the trade route. And House
okay.
Espes wanted to shift that away from maintaining the trade route to maintaining the people.
Got it.
Jesus. I want to read all of these books.
Right? Yeah, these are good books. These are great books that
Holy-
just exist in a tiny raccoon's head. Isn't it crazy?
Holy shit. That is.
I know.
Oh, I'm just sitting here with my mic off, just being like, "Oh my god!"
Right?
I
And
wanna
it's so
read
good.
All of
Just
these.
wait. Just wait. You don't know this yet, but we're in the middle of a book right now.
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah.
This is one of her fucked up little books. So we're gonna figure out it's not little. It's gonna be like
It's
20
gonna be
chapters.
big.
It's huge. It's massive.
You got more information from that roll, by the way. So
There.
check
Oh,
it.
please. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Check in. Let's go. Okay. So, when House Espes split from House Novak, it wasn't like a clean thing. It kicked off an 11-year war, like a civil war between the two families, what would become two families, called the Conflagration. And that happened in 724. That happened from 724 to 735.
Can you spell the conflagration for me?
Yeah, I'll just pop it in the chat for you. The
Thank you.
Conflagration. You're welcome.
Give me 1 second. I'm familiar with that word, but not its direct meaning. But I do know that it has a fire icon in World of Warcraft. And it began in what year?
724.
724. Okay, and it's currently what year?
It is currently 936.
Okay, so this was a while ago.
Yeah, a couple hundred years. The end of that conflict was the separatings of the two houses, with the House Novak being in control. Pushing a little bit more into your research, you do notice that all of the books that you've found are books that were commissioned by House Novak.
Oh, interesting. So wait, hold on. Before I even utter that phrase out of character. Excuse me while I roll a random D100. Wait, no. I have a will save. 18? Okay. Interesting. I think Caspian might have a concept of history books being written by the victors and what that can do, but I don't think they fully grasp it enough to be like, this is an important point, because, I mean, my family are the good guys. Obviously, we're the good guys. We did the good guy thing here. There's no problem here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will just add a note that says, these books... My House Novak. Awesome. Excellent. Fantastic.
All right. And you said you had a second thing you wanted to research?
I did, unless you want to hop to somebody else
Sure, we
and then
can
come
hop
back to
to.
me. Yeah, I don't want to...
Elerra. Elerra.
Yes.
I say your name wrong every single time. What would you like to research a little more on?
More about the gates.
More about the gates.
Yeah, like their founding, and like if I can find anything about that.
Okay, that'll be also a society check for like history and stuff. That's society.
Okay, let's take a look here. Let's see how we do today. My society is not bad. Let's find out. Let's see.
Believe in you.
That's a 4, which comes out to a 10.
Hell yeah. You do find some interesting books. You find Elemental Gates Unveiled, Bridging Ancient Wisdom and Modern Arcana. And you find Behind the Elemental Gates, Understanding Energy, Matter, and Cosmic Interactions. Those are the gates that you find. Let's see. You start reading. They're very dry. So it's hard to like parse like what exactly is being said about the history of the founding of the gates, because it's almost like talking about magical theory and history at the same time. So it's some of the writing's a little unorganized. It seems like these books are maybe a little bit more advanced on the topic, and you haven't read the intro stuff, is what it feels like. But you start to glean, especially from Behind the Elemental Gates, that as you had learned before, when the halting happened and the ley lines were kind of shattered, the magic, like essence of arcane magic, became like a part of miasma with all of the rest of the magical sources in the world, which kind of made it a little bit unstable. When the gates were sealed or created or powered on, you can't quite tell how exactly they came to be from these sources. But when the gates were locked or activated, they created a new ley line between them. One kind of massive source of arcana. And it seems as if it goes directly through the planet as like a magical core. And that is where arcane magic is pulled from now.
Okay, that's fascinating.
You also gather that it seems to be the way that it's written about. You can't quite get a great description of it, but it seems like talk about it as if it's almost sentient.
Okay.
And that's what you get with a 10.
Like the core or the ley line itself?
Like the ley line.
Okay. Dang, that's really interesting. God. Now I just want to find out if there's a way. I'm talking out of character. I want to see if there's a way to talk to the ley line now. This is crazy. I want to do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining Elerra like on the ground with her ear pressed against the floor, like, ley lines, what do you have to tell me?
This just starts a series of Elerra trying to listen to inanimate objects as often as possible, just in case.
Just in case they all start talking. It's like,
You never know.
Do you know this lamp?
Oh. Solanin. What would you like to research?
Oh boy. Is it okay if I don't? Okay. I don't know. Okay.
If you want more time to think about it, you can.
Okay.
Or if you don't believe in books, that's also okay.
That is also okay.
I'll say for right now, I don't believe in books.
All right. Then we'll go back to Caspian. Do you have a second? Your second
Shit.
question?
Yeah, I just put a
Okay.
piece of food in my mouth.
Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to research before we get back to Caspian?
No, but can I just have like Sebastian like be kind of like lurking over Caspian's shoulder and reading what they're reading?
Sure.
I will consistently elbow the twink every in intervals of 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 4 minutes.
I elbow back.
Oh, they're flirting.
All right. The final thing I want to do is I would like to try and research, which is a little bit more of a long shot, but maybe not because we're in a magical library made by a magic fox lady. So who knows? My sword was the other thing that I really fucked up on trying to remember the importance of. But it does have runes carved into it. And I would like to try and find reference to those runes, if I can, to try and, like, unravel the connection of, because, like, it's got a connection to the House Novak seal, and just trying to see if I can connect any sort of connection between, like, what House Novak has with the connection to seemingly magical fire, and heat, and seeing where that maybe, like, originated from, or what its, like, purpose might be.
Hell yeah. Give me another society check.
You got it, boss. Gotta minimize my notes page. There we go. All right, society. Ooh, thank you, dice gods. 23.
Okay, alright. Okay, give me a sec. Let me just glance at my notes here. 1 sec.
Yes, of course. Please take your time for my big number. It's totally fine.
Okay. So you find books on runes, and you also find books on kind of magical weapons in your family.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you like to... You'll have to, like, read both and kind of see if you can cross-reference them. There doesn't seem to be, like, magic
For sure.
runes is like, for your family history.
Yeah, I
So-
think I think I'll start with the ones for my family, because this weapon came from... I don't know where it came from originally, but it was a gift to me whenever I became Viscount. So
Correct.
it might be cataloged, and also I'm just curious to see what other stuff is in here, because I know my sister has a great and terrible weapon. I don't know anything else about it because I'm afraid of her, but she does.
She does. Okay. You find a couple of books. House Novak, A Legacy of Resilience and Innovation.
Great name.
The Foundations of House Novak, Unveiling the Secrets of Success. And Building Dreams, The Impact and Influence of House Novak.
All of these sound real. God damn it. They're just such good titles. Okay, one more time. I'm sorry. I was too bewildered by how good they sounded to commit the memory.
Let me throw them in the chat for you.
Thank you.
I'll also say
My God.
for the chat watching, I do have authors for all of these books. I'm just not saying
They
them
do.
'cause it's...
She does. And yep, they're right there. Actually, that might be important. Let me see. Who are the authors of these?
Randy's so cool.
Do I recognize
tried.
any of these author names?
Give me another society check.
All right.
Ooh.
Because you never know. One might be more credible than the others, you know? That is a 19.
19, yes. In particular, a book you read earlier, House Espes, A Comprehensive History of Legacy and Influence.
Yep.
That is by Thorn Blackwood. And you've heard the name Thorn Blackwood It's connected to the Novakian Historical Society. You think you actually might have met a Thorn Blackwood. Very old. He's like on the board of the Novakian Historical Society.
Interesting. Okay, that's very cool. I'm gonna add him to NPCs. As far as the ones about the books for this stuff, the Foundations of House Novak, Unveiling the Secrets to Success. I mean, none of these sound directly related to what I'm looking for, but I think we're gonna go with, I feel like, a legacy of resilience and innovation.
Okay, so you start like digging into this book. All three of these books are kind of, they're not like, they're written like they're selling you on House Novak, on like the strategies of like House Novak and stuff. But then like you crack them open and it becomes obvious that these are like kind of fan records, just like like a Wikipedia page for a
Oh no,
place.
this is real. Yeah, this is real.
Yeah, basically. So you do find records of your sword.
Ooh.
So House Novak has had this sword for generations, and its presence can be traced back to the valedictory.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the valedictory?
The valedictory is the locking of the gates.
Oh! Shit, okay.
It's also how you guys have marked time in your society. So the year is 936, post-valedictory.
Or PV.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So I found my sword. I have a couple of very important questions. First, most important question. Does my sword have a name? And did they not tell me a name because it's really cool?
Let me see. You rolled a 19, you say?
I did roll a 19. I'm willing to make it go higher if I can get more information.
Freaking nerd.
Yes! Yes!
Nerb.
Are you kidding me? Yes!
Does my sword have a cool name?
Does my sword have a cool name? I don't know. Or do I get to name it? I need to know these things.
That'll be it's fair.
Go ahead. Yeah, if you bump it up.
I'm gonna bump it. Take my good boy point. Go for it.
All right, let's see. This sword, you find it's hard to like. You see like mentions of weapons, and it takes a while for you to be like, oh wait, that's my sword that they're talking about there, and it's referred to in these books as the Ashen Edge.
Ooh.
Very cool. I'm putting it on my thing right now. Hold on, sorry. Give me 1 second. Smoking sword? Not anymore. It's the Ashen Edge.
The history of this sword. The sword was it was a boon as part of a pact for a very old trade agreement at the founding of the well, now I've forgotten the name of it now that I've said it. The Consonance Trade Agreement. So it was a boon that House Novak received in trade with House with the Ridian Dynasty, which is kind of the Daybreak counterpart to House Novak.
Sorry, I'm typing.
No, you're good.
All right, it was a gift from the Ridian Dynasty. All right, which is the kind of sort of the counterpart for Dawnward.
Yeah, for Daybreak. So the regions of the world. I'll just go over this real quick.
Yeah,
there are 3 basic regions for this world. There's Nightfall, where you guys live. That's where it's nighttime all the time. And then there's the Marrow Belt, which is the kind of strip of twilight in between the 2 more extreme regions. And then there's Daybreak.
God damn.
So House Novak is in charge of the Consonance Trade Agreement in all of Nightfall.
Ooh.
Got it. Awesome. That is very cool. I apologize. Because this is just the kind of selfish dude Caspian is. I would like to try and commit to memory if this sword has been was bequeathed to anyone and they did anything cool, or if it like has any like notoriety or anything like that, I need to know those things. You don't have to tell me them in specifics, but if they are there, I just know that that's what Caspian cares about. And also if like, because the magical fox lady said that I'm like halfway to doing a weird thing.
You are, yeah.
And is there any mention of like ways to like empower these weapons or anything like that?
Okay, so that's 2 questions. So the first...
It's fine, yeah.
No,
sorry.
you're good. Thinking back through all of the history of your family that you've read, any battle, any like thing where one of your relatives did something cool, there have been mentions of the Ashen Edge being the weapon they did to do it with. So you won't get anything like super specific, but you do know that because this has been in your family for over 900 years and it's been used that whole time.
Okay.
In specific, it was a point of contention in the conflagration, the fight between House Espes and House Novak.
Mm-hmm.
And House Novak when they retained the trade route, they retained the weapon. The sword is a physical representation of the pact between the governing bodies of Daybreak and Nightfall. And it is overseen and witnessed by the governing body of the Marrow Belt, which is the Halcyon Council. Jeez.
Huh.
And it is actually a twin blade.
Oh.
Ooh.
It has a the Ashen Edge has like a sibling sword called the Silver Wraith.
Ooh.
That's cool.
That sounds really cool.
You're really good at naming things, Randy.
Oh, jeez.
And it
That's
was
awesome.
gifted from Nightfall to Daybreak.
Oh, that's cool. All right, and that's called the Silver Ray. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, the
just
Silver
in
Wraith.
case. All right, silver.
Oh man.
That's really cool. Just in case, we ever meet somebody who's like my, a tanned version of Caspian. Who knows? That has a really cool sword. Okay, great. That's awesome.
Caspian. Hello,
That is
I am
phenomenal.
Tanned Caspian.
Yeah. He's my Daybreak counterpart. He
Yep.
gets so much sun.
You do know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, give me an Arcana check.
All right.
Well,
I
hold
got
on.
this.
Are you guys sharing your research with each other, or are you guys going to do that?
I think I gotta flip a coin. Hold on, I gotta flip a coin about that because we kind of touched on something that's very Caspian relevant. I'm gonna flip a coin on that.
Okay.
Astrid is doing no research.
Caspian will share the information about like the counterpart and stuff, but I think the relevance of the sword they won't mention.
Okay.
Of Ashen Edge they won't mention.
Okay, cool. Elerra, are you sharing your research?
Absolutely. Very excitedly.
Okay.
Nice.
Then, yes, Caspian, give me an Arcana check.
You got it, boss. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's a 17 on the die for a total of 17.
Okay.
Well.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
This is a great day for me, I guess. I'm gonna die later.
Elerra mentioned in the research that she was doing that the sigil or the symbol, the summoning circle that she was researching had some sort of like, it was drawing power from something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your sword was forged by something. And when your sword interacted with that summoning circle, it got more power. So wherever that summoning circle was drawing power from is related to the thing that forged your sword. And that's how it got more power.
Interesting. I think about that.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I look at Elerra. I think about it some more. Look back at Elerra. Elerra,
Yes.
you mentioned you were doing some research into the mystical circles, yes?
Yes.
I don't
I
suppose
am.
you ever, I don't know, found any sort of concrete information on the where that energy was being pulled from?
Hey, hey, DM.
Yeah.
Would recall knowledge be appropriate here?
Sure.
Okay.
Recall a knowledge, big dog.
How do I recall a knowledge again? I feel like
You could
I
do
completely forgot.
any like associated check that you'd like to
Yeah.
roll. So like Arcana or a lore check.
probably Arcana.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be
Yeah,
a
it
better
seems-
option.
That seems
Yeah.
right. That seems correct.
Yeah. It's a 19.
Okay. Repeat to me the question one more time.
Where do we think that these circles were drawing power from?
The nature of the summoning circle, in that it was a new sort of magic that was happening here, kind of prevents a concrete answer from coming to mind immediately. At this point, everything that you can think of is conjecture, because whatever this is new. It's combining, like, primal magic with arcane magic, which is interesting. Not necessarily the first time it's ever been done, but the first time you've seen it done like this. Something to do with the element of fire. A powerful place connected to that is what you can get.
Okay, that's definitely all relayed. That's
Caspian will kind of like stroke their chin and nod. Yes, I see. Excellent, thank you very much. Please return to your reading.
okay. Thank you.
Of course.
It goes back to like burying your face in books.
Yeah, Caspian will do the same. I'm all out of questions. I'm so satisfied.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool, good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to talk out what you've learned, or what else would you like? Anything else you'd like to do?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Yeah, I think after like once Caspian's like thoroughly read over the thing a couple of times, they'll kind of turn, look around, see Solanan and Astrid not doing a goddamn thing. Enjoying the cozy bookshelf, and then just kind of clear their throat and just say, "All right, it's been a couple hours. Has anyone found anything of interest?"
Oh, there is this one thing. And she kind of
Go
like
on.
closes the book. It seems as though there's a new ley line between the two gates, and it goes through the core of the planet. And maybe there's a chance that the ley line is sentient, and I might want to talk to it.
You
What?
Was I not clear?
Sebastian's nodding, like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Ley line through the planet. You want to talk to it.
Yes.
I mean, is that any weirder than any of the other stuff we've experienced?
Okay, I'm going to ask this strictly because it seems important. Due
Okay.
to the potential danger of a ley line running through our world. What do you want to ask it?
Good question. She kind of just like, she looks like shell-shocked by the question. She just goes like and sits down in a chair and is just like, kind of like her like elbows on her knees, like hands over her face, just thinking.
As she does that, Caspian just kind of gestures to her with both hands, looking at the rest of the group like, see? This is why we ask follow-up questions.
You know, maybe sometimes we should just vibe in the moment, you know?
I mean, maybe.
Vibrations, vibrations through magic. Maybe it's seen something with the sigils. I don't know if it can see. It's sentient, but I don't know if it sees anything. I have so many questions for it.
Oh, I'm maybe asking the ley lines if I don't know about the crack in the ice.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Time out. This is, first of all, assuming that, the person who, let's be honest, probably learned magic like a weekend ago, can commune with a ley line. Do you have any way to do that?
I don't know. Do I have a way to speak with a fucking book?
That's a great point, actually. I'll give you that one. That's a great point. All right, let's hold on. Though still, because again, through the center of the world, very concerning. What if we started with a ley line that wasn't that one, so you could, like, practice? Just in case doing it, like, causes an adverse reaction and maybe, I don't know, splits the world in half or something.
Are there other sentient ley lines?
Yeah,
I don't know. Are there?
That'd be hard to come across.
Have you, but I mean, communing with a ley line in general? Like, just...
What the fuck is a magic ley line?
A ley line, it's like a weird sort of wiggly power thing.
It's basically, it's what natural planets power. That makes sense.
It doesn't, because you said in a
What?
weird way.
Yeah, no.
Elerra, you're clearly, you're unfortunately our expert. What is a ley line?
Yeah.
I mean, typically it's usually something to do with those that have the ability to tap into it can... It's like how a plant needs the sun to grow. Or it needs, you need food and water to survive. It's just another source. It's not infinite. It's finite only so long as... Well, it's infinite so long as you can tap into it, to my understanding.
Right. Okay.
I might be wrong.
Okay, that's also a thing I think perhaps we should look into. But, again, not saying no. I just feel like if we could practice or, like, get you some hands-on time with just a normal ley line beforehand, maybe that would help, give you some more knowledge and bridge some gaps or some shit.
Well, I don't think the ley line's naturally available except for near the gates, so I don't think we'd be doing it tomorrow anyways.
Well, for sure, of course. I mean, but again, there's... If it's a natural thing, maybe we could find a ley line out and about. I mean, there's miles and miles of tundra around, after all. It can't be that hard.
Good thought. And with that, Elerra is going to get up and start looking for books about ley lines.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm brilliant.
Give me an Arcana check.
And I sit in her chair.
You sit in her chair?
Yeah.
You stole her chair? No! A 9.
You've got good boy points.
You got a good boy.
Okay, I'm gonna good boy point that
Okay.
into a success.
Into a success. All right.
That was such a real no. That was so visceral. I felt it.
No.
Okay. You find a book called Ley Lines and Sacred Spaces, an in-depth analysis of ancient alignments.
Okay.
How do you just have that?
That's sick. Let's read it.
Fuck yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Okay. I have a book title formula that I've come up with.
It's really good. You're killing
really
it.
good.
God damn.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Okay. So this book is interesting because technically, as you learned last time, there aren't ley lines are a natural occurrence. They're kind of just like places where magic is inherently stronger. It's almost like electromagnetic fields kind of thing. When the halting happened, the ley lines were disintegrated. And when the valedictory happened, it created that one giant sentient ley line in the center of the planet. So there aren't really ley lines anymore besides that one big one.
There's just the one ley line.
Yeah, but there are these things called hotspot. Like they're basically hotspots, and they pop up, and they function as ley lines, but they're not permanent, and they kind of move around. But there have been known to pop up. They have been known. Wow, I can talk. They have been known to pop up in just areas of nature.
Okay.
And study of them is super inconsistent because they are non-permanent. But they seem to be connected to the big ley line somehow.
Is there any way I could easily, or I guess make it easier to identify where one of these hotspots would be or how to find them?
Go ahead and make another Arcana check.
Is Viper about to use both of her good boy points in one go? Yes,
Yeah.
she is!
Oh, no! And you gotta re-roll
You
it.
gotta re-roll that.
Alright, that's okay, that's okay. Alright. Come on. Let's
That's
go,
much better.
okay.
Yes,
22.
big number, big
Yeah, that
number.
was so
Love
much
to see it.
Okay. You find another book called The Hidden Patterns, unveiling the arcana and significance of ley line hotspots.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you. You just came up with that. You're amazing.
You know, I'm having a good day. I'm also sweating now.
I'm putting you on the spot.
We gotta upgrade her to the water cooling.
So this kind of talks about a theory, and this is just a theory because, again, these are really hard to study because
A
they
game
seem to
theory.
happen randomly.
Yeah.
There is a theory that when whatever happened during the halting happened, and a bunch of like interplanar magics might have smashed into each other, and that's what obliterated the ley lines, and that there's some sort of planar coexistence that's happening. Because something that used to be like a separate like place as far as like ancient history is concerned is a place called the First World, which is like essentially the Fey realm. That used to be a separate place, but now it is a more incorporeal place that's overlaid with this place. And when things like walking through the wind takes you days away from where you thought you would be, that is an occurrence of a hotspot.
Oh!
Aha.
Where the veil is more thin. I
Yes.
see.
And there's like places on Aya where this seems to be stronger, places that have more Fey connections, and it doesn't necessarily need to be Fey, but this particular book is studying that connection. It talks about potentially like other ideas of realms having the same kind of connection to the ley lines or to the hotspots, and when these realms interact with Aya, the hotspots occur, and they can last short amount of times or long amounts of times. They can warp time. Anything seems to be possible when these hotspots occur. But there are places in Aya that are like have more a routine, so to speak, with hotspots.
Okay.
There are floating islands in the marrow belts that sometimes are there on some days and aren't on other days. And those islands are of significance in this book because they are habited. They are inhabited.
Oh.
There are people that live on islands that exist in and out of Aya in hotspots.
Okay, that's fascinating. All right. any other like places, like anywhere that's nearby, that would be like
There's not like specific place nearby that super mentions this. It does mention sometimes if you're underground, you can have an easier time interacting with the big ley line. Particularly if references people, arcanists who study in Azangathul as the kind of dwarvish settlement, because they are fully underground, that they might have more in-depth research on how underground interacts with the ley line. Other than that, the only mention of people who harness these hotspots is the kobold tribe that you guys met previously.
what?
The Moonscales.
Ooh.
The Moonscale tribe.
Okay.
They use some form of primal magic to activate and deactivate hotspots.
Oh. Sorry, I'm writing all this down.
No, you're good.
That's wild. So we're over here thinking like, oh, this is cool. These kobolds that we're gonna meet once and have a party with. No, hold on, wait a minute. We might be going back.
Nah, she gave all the tribes different names. I knew we'd be back.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very detailed. Like
It's very detailed.
yeah.
Also, I picked the right one to smooch. High five.
Okay.
With that, you also find that this particular research is considered, research into ley lines and hotspots is considered a pseudoscience, because it's really hard to define something that's ever changing. But you do find a couple of books that mention these hotspots as more like folklore and urban legend and ideas. So you find Nightfall Narratives, the hidden histories behind our darkest tales. Echoes of the Past, an in-depth examination of Nightfall folklore, and Whispers in the Darkness, the societal impact of urban legends. And these all kind of talk about the ideas of creatures and how they might come from these ley lines or these hotspots, and what things might be born of them, and anything odd might be a direct connection and it might not be. It's super amorphous and hard to define because not a lot of people have done research into this.
Well,
How are you so cool, Randy?
Right? Let her go.
that
Randy's
was
awesome.
that was insane. I love that. That's
Fuck.
Those are the titles of that book.
We're eating well. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Delicious.
Joke's on you guys. This is all I prepared for you today. I'm kidding. It's fine.
I'm kidding. You're all going to die.
Oh.
Cracks knuckles.
Last episode, guys.
Gosh.
All right. Any follow-up questions for that stuff?
I don't even know what to ask. There's something. I mean, I guess no.
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to have to stop you right there. All right, just so you're aware, we cannot engage with the moon scales for approximately a 10-day. I have a reputation to maintain.
Oh. What if you
Oh,
were in
I get it.
disguise?
Absolutely not. First of all, how can you hide all of this? Second of all,
Pretty
I
easily,
just,
actually.
Okay, what?
Well, if we wax you,
I don't think
you
that's
know.
what they meant.
Don't you do not touch me. How dare you?
That's a terrible
Absolutely not.
image.
I will put you back in chains immediately. Absolutely no.
I mean, if that's what you're into.
No! Stop it.
Why are you there?
Man. It's nice seeing those two get along.
Right? Two peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Anyway. So all right. So it sounds like if I am completely under the right assumption, which I usually am, the plan is right now we take our way to Drifthaven, right to old Drifthaven, the ruins, which we are planning to set out for tomorrow, as we've gathered all of our supplies and things. Then we are going to attempt to, while we are there, hopefully, attempt to find connections to whatever strange fiery realm this group of cultists and ne'er-do-wells are attempting to contact and fuck shit up. Hopefully get a little more information on what their plan is, or just a broader view of it. And then who knows, maybe if we're lucky, we'll encounter some magical shit along the way for Elerra's benefit, and potentially all of ours. Who knows? I don't know. The whole ley line thing's got me freaked out, not gonna lie.
I'm not interested in this for myself.
Oh, then why you would... Why?
I'm worried about the frozen march, aren't you?
I mean, of course I am. That's why we're dealing with the weird portal things. I don't know what the ley lines have to do with it.
I mean, if it's all connected with magic, then it would have something to do with it inherently.
I mean, sure, in the broad sense, but that's like saying it's, it's all connected. We're all connected because we all breathe the same air. It's preposterous. It's just a thin connection.
Yeah, but
Not
it's
to-
a connection.
It is a connection.
It's as simple as that, though.
That's which is again why I'm at the very least, and I say this with the utmost care. At the very least, willing to humor it, and potentially it could pay dividends. It could be good. I'm just not sold on it just yet. But it could be good. It could be great. You could be right, and then I will be sold on it, and then yippee, we all succeed and talk to a ley line or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe not even speaking to the ley lines, but just understanding it more. Understanding what's going on, how to connect to these things.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Can I get a round of perception checks?
Are they secret?
Yeah.
They usually
I
are.
liked the way you said that. Are they secret?
Secret checks.
Can you choose your own dice color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't dice so nice?
I think we all did
Weird.
that.
Yep.
Without you. So sorry, Viper.
Yeah.
Where is that?
If you go into modules, go to compendium packs. No, settings.
Settings.
Then view active modules.
Modules.
No, not that. Actually, configure
No.
settings. And then dice so nice. It's like 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. It's like the fourth from the top. You can just click that and fuck with that.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt you, Randy.
Thank
Please
you.
go.
No, you're good,
I
you're good.
apologize.
You guys are all sitting on these couches. You've spent the majority of your time here with your noses in books, but now you're straightened up. You're looking around. You're talking to each other. When you reach a lull in the conversation, you all kind of collectively start to notice the painting above the mantelpiece. Sebastian, you notice first. You look at this painting, and you're kind of shocked immediately because you recognize the person here depicted. You see a half-elf, looks to be in their mid-40s. They've got a red top hat on, a kind of a fancy jacket. You can see the lapels at the bottom of the painting. This is Gavin Billell.
What? Huh?
Yeah.
Hope you activated Mario.
Sebastian would probably immediately just, if he was in the middle of a sentence, he would just stop and just stare and look, honestly, more shocked than anything else.
Did something happen, Sebastian?
And he'd be like, Rin,
Yes.
And he's going to point at the painting and be like, do you know him?
And Rin's gonna look at the painting. Do you all turn to look at the painting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go in order of these perception checks. Caspian, you look at this painting, and you see a very well-rendered, dapper painting of yourself.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Oh.
Delightful.
Solanin, you look at this painting, and you see a depiction of this kind of skinny, haggard, worn, hunched kind of figure of this hobgoblin.
Ugh.
Kind of scowling out. You've never seen this person before. Astrid, you look at this painting. You see a cloaked and hooded figure, kind of a hulking form. The hood is drawn up. You can't see this person's eyes, but you can just see a scarred snout poking out from underneath the hood. You recognize this visage. Elerra, you look at the painting, and you see kind of a silhouette of an amorphous figure. And it's like from behind, but it's kind of fuzzy, like you can't fully see them distinctly. And as you're looking at it, the figure in the painting turns, like they're going to turn towards the painting. And then you hear like the grinding of metal in your ears, and then a high-pitched keening. And then like a screeching yowl, it like pitches up to that. And the figure almost like flings towards the front of the painting, and then there's a ripping sound, and you see tears in the fabric.
Oh.
And Rin clears her throat. Oh, yes, that painting. It's one of my prized possessions. Shows you whoever's thinking of you in this moment.
What? What?
Yeah, all right, that tracks.
Sebastian looks emotional. Like,
Astrid also looks emotional. Also looks like, oh, great. Okay.
Elerra looks horrified.
Yeah.
Sebastian probably looks like he's about to cry.
So Lana just looks highly annoyed.
Caspian looks solid. It's like, yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Caspian.
Alright, well, I can tell by the look on everybody's face that not all of theirs is as fantastic as mine. What seems to be the problem? Do we want to go in order? Who wants to go first? What do we got going on here?
Well, are we gonna go like in order of?
Well, no, you talked first, so
Okay, well, all right. There is this hobgoblin. I've never seen him before, so it's really fucking weird that somebody I don't know is thinking of me.
I don't know what that is. I don't understand.
What does it look like?
It's a figure, but I don't know what it is. It's fuzzy. It's hard to make out.
Fuzzy how? Like fuzzy like Astrid? Fuzzy like myself? What sort of fuzzy are we talking here?
Damn, you meant like fuzzy, like
Like it was
just hard to
blurry.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just can't make it out. It's I can't
Spooky.
see it fully.
I will say that the vision that you got when you first looked at it was there for maybe a few seconds, and now when you look at it, it's just claw marks across empty canvas.
Oh, Oh, wait. So somebody who's thinking of you. No one. It's no one. It's just claw marks. Oh my god.
Spooky.
Yeah, she would just say, like, it's, no one's there anymore. It's just claws. Claw marks.
All right. Well, that's curious. What about you? You look like you're about to cry or something. What's going on?
Sebastian's brows furrow, and he kind of looks into the fire and says, I need air, and walks out towards the door to leave.
All right. Well, finally got rid of that one.
Astrid gets up and follows Sebastian.
Yeah, Elerra would also get up
Oh.
and follow.
Come on. I will look. I will look to Rin just real quick and give her a polite nod of my head and say, "Thank you very much for your time and the use of your study. Would it be at all possible? I understand these books are very valuable to you, but would it be at all possible if I were to request copies of a few of these things? There's actually quite a bit I would like to go over here."
Copies.
I do have, if assuming you're willing to allow me, I do have a very skilled individual at Iceflow Keep that could do the work to take the edge off of yourself.
If you have a scribe, do the work here, so that my copies never leave, then by all means, that is fine.
Very well, I will see what I can do. Thank you very much for your time. If you'll excuse me, I have to go and see whatever that was about. And I'll just kind of give her a smile and a nod, and I'll look at the painting one more time, give it a nod, and then walk on out.
She turns and looks at Selanin.
Oh, you're still here. My bad.
Yeah.
Should we go? Well, I mean, if there's someone else here, I feel like I don't need to go necessarily. Should we go? Is that a thing? I mean, it's getting pretty late. We're kind of done with business.
We've been here for a while. We should head out.
I suppose we might as well. All right, maybe we could just go around in like a wide way or something.
Are we still talking to me?
Yeah, who the fuck else would I be speaking to?
Okay, all right. Shit, my bad.
All
Yeah,
right.
we can do it.
Holy shit, let's go. Come on, stop.
Okay.
What? I could have sworn it was like a known rule that you don't take from your own supply. What kind of drug dealer are you? Good grief.
I know.
Let's go.
All right.
We leave.
Rin shows you out. All right. We'll cut back to Sebastian, Astrid, and Elerra. Wow, I forgot Astrid's name, and I couldn't get it to connect in my... Well, not like actually forgot, but I had like a great brain for it. Well, Sebastian, you rush out of the Silver Tap. Where are you headed?
Somewhere to get a drink.
Yeah, that's fair. The Silver Tap is actually right next to the Inn Tavern. Let me
Okay.
pull up the name of that. Nope. You guys, I have so many notes up right now.
I bet.
Yeah,
So much stuff happening.
so much information.
So much information.
All the information. Silicu Inn and Tavern. So you turn towards there. Head off.
Yeah.
Elerra and Astrid, you're right on his heels.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, Sebastian.
he's like beelining towards the bar.
Okay. I'm
I
beelining to
guess,
Sebastian.
yeah, following along.
Yeah, you make your way into the Silicu Inn. It's actually pretty, like, lively in here. It's got a different vibe than the Drift. So there's maybe like 20 people here. There's like a nice chatter in the room. It takes a second to get the bartender's attention. So by the time you've ordered your drink, your friends have fully caught up with you.
You want to talk about it?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah.
He kind of half buries his face into a hand, and he's like, I can't.
Okay. You don't have to. We can just drink and forget about it.
Yeah, that's what I plan to.
It's been a rough day for all of us.
Just taking a long sip of the drink, like, yup. And after a moment of silence, he kind of looks at both of them and just gives a small smile. And he's like, thanks for coming after me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Of course. You're a friend. Hopefully, friends. Finger guns.
His eyes
gotta
are
be at
wet
this
now,
point.
and he's just like,
Oh,
yeah, friends, of course.
awesome.
Are you okay with a hug?
Oh,
Would you like that?
He kind of like puts his drink down and looks at her like a sad puppy. And nods quietly.
She gives him a big hug.
Oh.
He returns the hug.
Aw.
I don't know what happened or what's going on, but whatever it is, I'm sure that it's something that we can all be there to support you with. You're not alone.
Ooh, that kind of hits Astrid a little bit to hear that. Like, oh, now I need a drink.
He just nods quietly against him with his face like buried into her shoulder.
Aw.
He's just like, you hear quiet sniffles. Like,
Oh.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Elerra just like keeps holding them in a hug until they're until he's ready to like pull away for her drink.
he would eventually pull away and like quickly wipe out his eyes. Just make sure, like, no, like try and make sure they're not looking at him as he wipes his eyes, and he's like, thanks, thank you. You're both really great.
Oh, thank you. You're great too.
I think that we're going to do great things as well. Always. As
Maybe.
fucked up as things look, I'm sure we'll make it through and we'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And he downs his drink.
In like a quiet moment, Elerra just kind of like gently like touches her like. Where are the claw marks? Are they across her chest?
Yeah, across her torso from shoulder to hip.
Yeah. She kind of like gently like, just absent-mindedly like, traces them with her like finger for a second before like drinking herself.
Hell yeah. The three of you
Rip.
settle in for a night of bonding and drinking at the Silicu Inn.
Yeah.
We're gonna hop back to Caspian and Solanin. By the time you two make your way out of the Silver Tap, your friends are nowhere to be seen.
Sweet. Did it. Nailed it. All right. Well, I'm gonna go home. I assume you're gonna do the same thing?
Yeah. I'm gonna head back to the Weasel's Claw.
All right. Just, make sure you're all packed and ready come morning.
You got it.
Okay.
Anything else you need from me?
No. I think we'll be just fine. Good night's rest.
Same to you. See you then.
Yep.
All
And
right.
Caspian will saunter off towards home.
You go your separate ways. And eventually,
Sauntering.
everyone finds their way to a place for rest, and you guys accomplish a long rest this
Could
night.
I do a small thing?
What's your thing?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would like to get home, and seeing that none of the other chuckle fucks who are temporarily staying at my house are here, I would like to go and find Birdie.
Oh yeah, easy. She's still she's actually. It's getting pretty late. You guys went to the Silver Tap at the end of the day, so it's probably nearing like 1 a.m. So she's just getting ready for bed. She's a late night girly.
Excellent. They will kind of make their way over, and oh my god, I'm so sorry. My brain is blanking for a second. They will make their way over and find them, Gertie, and just kind of gently knock on like the door frame.
Wait,
and say,
Birdie or Gertie?
Gertie.
Beatty or Gertie? Okay,
Gertie.
gotcha. Okay.
And just kind of like knock on the door frame and say, Gertie, do you have a moment?
Yeah. What's going on? And she'll pat the
well.
edge of her bed for you to come sit with her.
Yeah. Caspian will kind of like slip inside and shut the door and sit down next to her, and kind of pull the rapier kind of off their belt, like still in the sheath, and just sort of like sit it down in their lap. Say, had a big day today, lot of magic. That Rin woman, very shockingly knowledgeable. We should definitely be watching her. Completely unsupervised, terrifying. Who knows what could be going on? But I found out a little something that I thought was interesting. You remember this sword that Father gave me, of course.
The ceremonial one.
Yes.
Yeah, for your coming of age, you were so happy with it.
Oh, yes, of course. It's a delightful weapon. But I always... well, it's nothing compared to, the glamour of my dear sister's blade or the magnificent intricacies of eldest brother, of course. But it's mine, and it's delightful, and I've always cared for it a great deal. I just sort of, I always sort of assumed that it was what was left over.
She kind of gives you a sad look and goes to hold your hand.
And Caspian's shoulders slump a little bit. This sword is important.
Oh.
He gave me something important.
Would she?
And he just kind of, tips over and leans against Gertie for a little bit.
Yeah, she'll put her arm around you. She's definitely like half your size.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
She puts her arm around you and she's like,
Oh.
"Oh, that's okay, honey. You're important too."
Maybe so. Well, anyway, we have much to do tomorrow. Would you be willing to do me a kindness and let Birdie know that I have some books that I would like copied over from their friend Rin. It has to be done at the Silver Tap, but she is willing to allow it to be done. It's mostly histories on House Novak and things of that nature. I would like that to be started while I am away, if we could find a trustworthy scribe to do so.
Wow, sudden interest in books.
Yes, well, there are things that need to be done. And I suppose we are the ones to do them.
She kind of puts her hand on the side of your face. She goes, "I'm proud of you, kid."
Oh.
They smile. Thank you for everything.
I also want you to know that you don't have to accomplish anything. I still love you.
I know. I do. I know that. But I don't know, maybe it'd be nice. Perhaps to get a warm as welcome as the others whenever I go home for the summer.
Sure, yeah. Honestly, your name's gonna be in history books one way or the other. The more you do, the more you get to control what they say about you.
Very true. Here's to being more than a footnote, I suppose, at the legacy of my brother and sister.
She'll give you a squeeze with the arm around you.
Yeah. I'll smile. All right. I'm going to bed. Thank you very much. Again, for everything.
It's been my pleasure, kid.
And they will open up the door and go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, you all find your ways to your respective areas of rest. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Breaks.
I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah.
All right, 10-minute break, everybody. We'll be back.
Break time.
Bye-bye.
All right.